So for the first stop on our Minnesota National Park road trip, we're at Chippewa National Forest up here in northern Minnesota. Let's go.
Let's go.
So although this is our 6th and final upload from our Minnesota trip, it was our first stop on the journey. And as you can see, things didn't start off too well. And I thought waiting 2 hours for the rental car was pretty bad. World record history, most delays on a national park vacation on day one. On our way to the campground, we visited the Mississippi River, not too far from the headwaters. And not exactly what you picture when you consider the Mississippi River. Then we set up our new tent and settled in for the evening. Well, sort of. So welcome to Minnesota. This is our first night here up in the Gopher State, camping out. You can see behind me on the banks of the Mississippi River. We have a great week planned up here. Tomorrow, the goal is Chippewa National Forest, and then we'll make our way up to Voyageurs National Park. Hope you enjoy this video and all the videos that follow afterwards. There's a nasty thunderstorm coming in, so I'm gonna get in the tent, call it a day. But take care, and thanks so much for supporting America's parks. Man, you got thunder, and then you got trains going by. Then in the morning, we drove 57 miles north to our first destination, the Lost 40 Trail in Chippewa National Forest. Probably one of the most famous trails here in the National Forest. This is the Lost 40 Trail. Let me tell you about it. So the year is 1882, and Josiah A. King and 3 men on his survey crew are working 40 miles northwest of the Grand Rapids of the Mississippi, as it's called. And their goal is to survey this entire area to look for timber that could be cut down by the logging industry. Was it the chilly weather? Was it the desolate swamps? Or was it just plain difficult work that caused the crew to make a mistake? And because of that mistake, what happened was 40 acres of virgin red and white pine were hidden and not taken away by the loggers because they thought this was originally swamp. All right, here's a nice map of the Lost 40. Shane, why don't you point out where we started? Right there, that's the trailhead way down there, yep. Then we went up, we're halfway up the loop right now. We took the right side, we're at the red dot. That's where the spur trail starts. Quarter mile up, dead ends. Then we'll come back on the other side of the loop and finish. I think altogether about 1.9 miles. Continuation of the loop, and that's the spur trail. And by the way, the reason these old growth forests are so significant is because estimates say that only 2 to 5% of them still remain in the state of Minnesota. So President Theodore Roosevelt made this a national forest back in 1908. And it was the first U.S. designated national forest east of the Mississippi River. And originally the forest was named Minnesota National Forest. It was renamed in 1928 to honor the Chippewa. Therefore now it's called Chippewa National Forest. So we're at the end of the line. What do you guys think?
It's a little swampy.
I wonder if this is what they originally saw, this swamp right here. And they thought, you know what? Land's no good for logging. Let's move on to another site.
Yeah.
Wow, thank God though. They made that mistake. No, we wouldn't get to enjoy what we see today. So it is nice out here, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little cloudy and overcast, but that's all right. It just adds to the mystique. Old growth forest. So the area was missurveyed back in 1882. And before that and since then, it has not been touched by humans, fire, or wind. And that's what makes for a preserved old growth forest. This is special. This is special, isn't it?
Very nice, yeah.
So Shane, they say the largest tree, the largest red pine in the Lost 40 is 115 inches circumference. That's all the way around. And 120 feet tall. Now what do you think? Of all the trees we've seen today, you think this is the biggest one?
I think this is the biggest one.
You do? Yeah, me too. It's huge. And the oldest tree here is 250 years old. Well, that'll do it for the Lost 40 Trail here at Chippewa National Forest. Thanks so much for traveling with us. If you haven't done so yet, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to our channel. And remember, here at America's Parks, there's always room for you on every national park adventure. Thanks for watching.